Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. We were last checking out the brand new Bump and Jump in the arcade, which means it must be November 1982.
1002, 1003,
And we're now going to check out the latest publication of Byte, the Small Systems Journal. Why do they call it the Small Systems Journal? Because this publication has been around since computers were the size of rooms. And this issue, the November issue, is all about graphics. We turn to Byte to see the future. On the front, they have the MPX16 computer system that hooks up directly to your IBM PC, so adding even more cost to that magnificently expensive computer. Let's see what else the magazine has. We're going to breeze by these ads. This magazine is hundreds of pages long, so we are not going to go through the entire magazine. We're just going to go through a few highlights to wow you, amaze you. We have the third NCGA and Future of Computer Graphics, state-of-the-art computer graphics from a day at the fair. We have the Tron imagery, all the scenes, behind the scenes of the computer-generated graphics of Disney's studio film Tron. I believe every magazine we've read on the show has something to say about Tron. That's how big it is as far as in the video game world. It's amazing. Oh, that's right, yes. I bet, Curtis. We also have the MPX16 computer system. You install it on an IBM personal computer. It can be plugged into the 8088 base system. What does it do? Well, obviously, it's going to hopefully add some graphic fidelity. It also talks about the problem solving with Logo, another programming language. And then we have the animation color registers. And you can see at the bottom right here, this is right here on my shoulder, is showing you some animation. And we don't really see it right now, but this is like the high-res graphics down here at the bottom. We also have the Victor 9000 computer, third-generation microcomputer. It's mostly business, though. And then we also have page 272 has Jet Set. That is the simulation, the flight simulation game we've played on the show. It is an entire ASCII flight simulator game on IBM PCs. That's so cool. So here's what it is. And we also have a game called The Game of Rat and Dragon, which we didn't see that on the show. I don't know if that's possible to play, but that's also here. We also have building a video digitizer on page 174, video image processing on your computer in 1982. Ridiculous, just ridiculous. We have a short history on the keyboard. We also have the inexpensive transducers for the TRS-80 and a graphics primer for microcomputers creating a variety of graphics, and 3D graphics for the Apple II, understanding perspective, three-dimensional objects. We've seen 3D graphics in video games, and it's not going to stop. We're just going to get more and more 3D as time goes on. I'm just amazed we're seeing it so early by 1982. And then we have other types of graphic displays. And then we have a review of the Graphics Magician, which we've seen on page 138 with video games, specifically adventure games wanting higher resolution pictures. Yes, that's right, already. I can't believe it. And then we have the Cambridge Development High-Tech Resolution Video Graphics System. Graphics, like reading it now, it sounds really flashy, but at this point, it's not as impressive. It's just crazy that they're already talking about those kinds of things right now. But that's as far as we'll go. Then we have also the video card that's in this issue. But that's all I really wanted to show for Byte Magazine, the November issue. All about graphics right here. Let's see what our next release is. Speaking of the IBM, our next game is Call to Arms, only for IBM PCs. We say everything that's MS-DOS, PC-DOS, PC Booter, it's all under this umbrella. This marks the 119th game we've played on MS-DOS or any one of these equivalents. The only artwork that I could find is this really grainy, terrible box of Call to Arms. It is a strategy game from Serious Software. This is the 36th game we've seen that Serious Software has done, and this is the very first time that they've done anything on an IBM PC. I'm going to show off a few of the graphics. Ooh, everyone say it with me, CGA. All the colors that you want to see. Magenta, cyan, white, and black. This is the map of Europe and the map of Scotland that you can play in both for this game. Let's just go right into it. Here's Call to Arms. This is by Mike Faulkner. Way to go, Mike. The very first game that Mike Faulkner's done, and I only think he's done 2. So we'll take it while we can get it. They're going to ask us first what map you want to use. We can pick between Europe in 1942 or Scotland in 1750. This might be the very first video strategy game that we've ever seen where you can fight in Scotland. We haven't seen that as far as a map. So you know what? We've seen Europe plenty of times. Let's go to Scotland. It's going to load up the country names here and all the points, and you can assign different countries. I'm going to go ahead and just automatically assign it with A, and then you can have the number of players. 4 people can play this one. You're all going to be taking turns. It's a turn-based strategy game. I'm just going to go with 2. No one's a computer player here. We're all, well, you know what? Let's have no computer players, so 0. But notice that you can have all computers. So if you want to, this can be a demo of just watching computers play the game against each other. Yes, right? Initial force of country, this is how strong everything is. I want to make it not super strong. Let's make it 3. It's going to load us all up. And I think we have some flashy draw-in, right? Yeah, there we go. Really, really fast because we're on the IBM PC. That $3,000 to $6,000 computer you just bought better load this really fast. This can be described as in between a simple strategy game or a sophisticated board game. What we're looking at is essentially Risk in video game form. It is the most classic way of Risk. So we're starting off as the Peebles tribe. You can see I'm blinking number 3. I can ask reinforce, attack, pull, finish, or save the game. I'm going to go ahead and do attack. And whenever asked to attack from, I'm going to attack from this location, which is Peebles. If I want to, yeah, I can set like where I want to attack. I want to attack Edinburgh. So you can see it's 3 versus 3. And it's going to show us the attack force and defense force. And as we fight, we're going to be going down. And then after that, it's going to ask where we want to attack from. So we didn't do so well. We're down to 1. They're down to 3. But it's just a numbers game. You're just going from location to location, trying to amass as much land as you can. So if I were to beat up Edinburgh and take them over, then Edinburgh would have turned white, and then it would have been part of my clan. All right, so if we want to move to a different one, I believe you just push a different, yeah, you can see it's going to scroll. It's pretty cumbersome, though, because it's keyboard controlled only, so I have to scroll. Let's say I missed, and I have to go all the way around until I pick the one I want. So let's say I want to attack from Argyll. So if I want to do from here, then I want to do, yeah, let's attack Perth, and it looks like it's 2 to 3, doing pretty good, so I'm hitting them harder this time. Look, they're falling down to 1. We got it. And then we want to move, yes. 2 armies. Yeah, let's do 2. And so I moved over. I amassed some armies in that location, and I took over Perth. So you can see it turned white. And that's the way the game works. It is classic, bare bones strategy Risk style games. Here on the show, this is the 3rd Risk strategy game we've played. Plenty of turn-based strategy games, of course, and war games. But for something that's so close to Risk, it's kind of rare to see that in video game form. Most of the time, they go more extreme. Let's do something cooler, more extravagant than just Risk. But that's what this is. It is just straight strategy. The 4-player demo mode's cool. The CGA mode is quaint for the IBM PC. But you can see how the game works. 4 players taking turns to just amass as much land as possible. It's pretty quaint, pretty simple, and I would say of all the games you can be playing right now across all home computers, it works well enough on the IBM, but we've seen crazier, funner, more involved strategy games than this. So I'm going to have to go right down the middle and say of all the games, it's a 3-star game. Very average for everything you could see and play right now. And it does the job pretty well. I can look over the chat and see a 2.5 thrown out, still around the average range. Yes, right? And I don't know for sure what the rest of the artwork or the manual has to say about it, but I could play the game and figure it out with just the game itself. So well done, Mike Faulkner, for that one. Yeah, I see lots of 3s, even a 2.5. Yeah, we played a lot of strategy games, I could easily see myself going to 2.5 as well. It's still around the average range. All right, with that, let's see what our next game is after this commercial break.
Brothers, I yearn for the hunt. No more adventure. No challenge.
I've got it, Uncle. It's Carnival, the ultimate challenge. Bears, wild
Oh,
rabbits, and a
ColecoVision.
bullet-eating duck.
Bullet-eating duck.
Carnival.
A
the home
bullet-eating
video game that
duck?
plays just like the arcade.
Devilish duck.
He's eating your ammo.
Good show, Daphne.
She bags the bag.
Play
Oh, and the
Carnival on your
bear, that's
ColecoVision
right.
Atari VCS
There's
and television
all
game
3
system.
Your
versions.
first trophy, Daphne.
It's time to play Carnival on the Atari 2600. At this point, Carnival has been around for a long time. We first saw it in the arcades in June of 1980, and we've already seen Carnival on the ColecoVision and the Intellivision in October 1982. This is the final release of official Carnival, and it is the 162nd game we've played on the Atari 2600. Go, Atari, go! There's nothing that can stop you now, except things that may happen next year. Here's the box. It looks just like all the other ones by Coleco. They are boasting that it's exactly like the arcade. They put the arcade cabinet up there, and you're expecting this game to play just like you did in the arcade. Well, it's actually pretty cool because it's a game that's 2 years old. So yeah, let's flip it over in the back. All you need is a joystick for this one. Ready, aim, fire. It's the closest thing you'll ever find to old-fashioned shooting gallery. Yeah, it's as shooting gallery as it comes. Test your marksmanship and skill on moving targets, rabbits, clay pipes, sitting ducks. And watch out, they sometimes come to life, swooping down to eat your unlimited supply of ammunition. Don't let those bullet-eating ducks get you. What other artwork do we have for Carnival? So this one is obviously a shooting gallery game, or you could also maybe squeeze it in and say it's a fixed shooter like Space Invaders, but we'll just say shooting gallery. This is the 54th shooting gallery game we've seen here on Chronologically Gaming. Lots of things to shoot. It's not stopping anytime. And here's the ad you would have seen in some catalogs with Carnival and Zaxxon, which is both on the Atari right now. There's our cartridge, Carnival. It's another one of those games when we played on the Vectrex that it was a game that came out, 2 years old, 1980. And so you're expecting this to play like the arcade. This one actually does. It's pretty good. But it is an antiquated 2 years old arcade game at this point. There it is. Don't let that duck get you. With an example of the screenshot. We also have the manual. I don't think we need the instructions, but you can see what it would be like to flip through the manual of how to play Carnival. There's the bear. It is a 1 or 2 player game, but it's hot seat multiplayer. You're going to take turns just like you would in the arcades. Step right up and prove your skill hitting targets in this challenging Carnival shooting gallery. Take aim and build your score with a careful choice of targets, but watch out for the bullet-eating ducks like they had in the ad. Look at the instructions of how you have to set this up. That's a lot of steps to get that RF output going on your television. All right, so the controls are really simple. It's move left, right, and fire. I don't know why they need a joystick there. In the top, you can see they're explaining what things are, but they really don't need that either. The Atari does a great job at showing what things. I can tell it's a duck. I can tell it's a rabbit. And extra bullet target, nice. And you see the pipes at the top. It even tells us some strategies. The ducks, you don't hit fly down and try to eat 10 of your bullets. Use at least 8 bullets before hitting the extra bullet target. Your bullet supply can never show more than 40 bullets. So it is straight bare bones shooting gallery. Everything's going to move left, right, and fire. This was the inspiration for Space Invaders, which turned into the fixed shooter genre. And here it is right from the beginning. There is all that. The rabbits, bunnies, bears, they look adorable. Let's shoot all of them. If you want to, you can always pause on the manual if you want to get some additional tips and tricks. This one was available in PAL regions by CBS Electronics and then in Brazil by CCE. We're playing it first here in North America. This is Carnival, done by Steve Kitchen, brought to us by Sega Gremlin in the beginning of November 1982. So this is Coleco Industries' 24th game we've seen across all platforms. Most of them have been handhelds, but this one is the 5th Coleco game on the Atari. And Sega Gremlin, this is the 21st game we've seen by them. Everything they've done has been in the arcade. The only thing that they've done at home that Sega Gremlin's done is Carnival on the other consoles we mentioned before. And this is Steve Kitchen's first game. Check out Steve Kitchen if you want to. It's going through a really cool attract mode, just like if it was in the arcade game. But look at the graphics. For the Atari, this is fantastic. And mind you, we played that atrocious version on the Intellivision. The graphics were okay, but play control and the way it was, something was wrong with the Intellivision version. It was just stuttering. This one looks buttery smooth. All right, I'm pushing reset to go in because if I hit select, you can see all it goes between player 1 and player 2. There's not a lot of game variations here. Ready, set, go. Oh, yeah. It is so much better. If you play the Intellivision one after this, this feels like it's on a whole new console or system. But it is essentially the gameplay of you're playing a shooting gallery. It's a really simple idea. Give me some more ammo. Tear them up. We don't even have, I guess we have a duck coming at us, you know, flying as if it was Galaxian or something like that. I'll take some of those. All right, where's our bonus? No bonus yet. Yeah, and sound effects are solid too. Uh-oh, we're getting low. I'm gonna need some ammo. There we go. All the way to the end. Go for the high score. This looks and plays fantastic. In fact, I would say, while Coleco has lied to us about what is arcade quality and what's not, this is pretty darn close. No, you don't. But they're copying something from 1980 in the arcade, so it's not as impressive. Last time we're going to see official Carnival. At this point, the shooting gallery, classic shooting gallery, as if you were in the Carnival, is... Let's take some of those. I'll take that, and that, and that. And we'll take a duck. Nope, we won't take a duck. But we're going to be seeing more iterations of the fixed shooter genre, space shooters, and then... Honestly, it's not going to be going into scrolling shoot 'em ups. We've already seen plenty of those. So this is like a dying genre. And you can also hit the flags at the top. It's meant to be, let me get right in the right spot. Oh no, there he is. And then the duck eats all our bullets up. Darn. Yeah, I believe the rabbits you're not supposed to hit. Definitely get some more ammo. The ducks go for it. Owls. And then you can go for the flags. There we go. You have to get a really nice fine-tuned shot. Just like you did in the arcade. It's nice. I'm not seeing the bear bonus stage yet. Yeah, but looks and plays great. This is a lot of fun still. Even if you would call this genre, you know, not super impressive, it still is very well done. So there you go, a quick taste of Carnival. Yes, the negative ammo is scored. Thanks so much, Charlie. All right, so of all the games you can play right now across all home consoles, we played all the versions. This one's definitely better than the Intellivision. It's pretty much on par with ColecoVision's version. So I would say this is still not like super impressive when you can think of all the other games you can play on consoles, but it's well done. Looking over the chat, I see, a 3-star, even a 4-star from Charlie. Yeah, if you love shooting gallery games, it gets it right, and it does it very well for a home console. Just because it's not doing anything new, and we've seen other shooters and styles like this that are better than this, I'll still say, just like ColecoVision, it's a 3-star game. Great ratings, though. Yeah, some 3.5s. I had fond memories playing this on the Atari, and now that I've played everything you could play so far on a home console, it's still average. There's nothing really good or really bad about it. 3 stars for sure. Yeah, right? All right, after that, let's see what our next game is. Next, we're going to play on the Sinclair ZX81. This is Catacombs. Let's play some Catacombs. Here's the box. Originally done by J.K. Gray Software. They call it a multi-level graphics adventure. I don't know why they say Games Tape 3, but you flip it over the back, you're alone and lost in the catacombs. How much gold can you find? How long can you survive before you starve to death? Or one of the many monsters gets you. As you explore, the series of rooms and passages will unfold before your eyes. These contain food, gold, monsters, or nothing. If that sounds familiar, we're playing a roguelike, everybody. It has some tactical hints. There's always an exit on every level, and some general notes. It takes approximately 5 minutes to load the game. Everyone get ready to make a sandwich. At least we won't do that here. Do we have any other artwork for Catacombs? Oh yes, the full spread and an example of what the game looks like. We have another manual which is explaining the other games by J.K. Gray Software. This is a Games Tape, but this is one of them. This is a standalone. The one we're going to be playing is, that's for sure. Let's pop in some Catacombs and play. This should be confused with Catacombs we saw on the VIC-20 by Patrick Edmond. It was a type-in game like Pac-Man. This one is the 81st game we played on the ZX81 or Timex Sinclair 1000 if you're in North America. And so this is the 81st game on the 81. Go, 81, go! Explore the catacombs, find the gold, fight the monsters, but try not to starve to death. Uh-oh, we've done that before. You are the asterisk, and the keys 1 through 8 move you. To tunnel, use 5 through 8 with shift. Just remember that. The rest you'll have to discover for yourself. So any key to start. This is the 7th game we've seen by J.K. Gray, and this version we're playing right now in November is the version Melbourne House picked up. So this is the 20th game we've seen by Melbourne House. I am totally fast-forwarding. We're not waiting 5 minutes for the game to load. And this one is a roguelike. When we get into it, you'll see what I'm talking about. There we go. Okay, we're in. I'm the asterisk. As we move around, it's revealing very slowly the world. I pick up something. We found some gold, 89 gold. It's represented by the pound symbol, it looked like. But I'm doing step by step at a time. Uh-oh, we have something. What is that? I don't know what F is. Let's go see what it is. Oh, we got 2 Fs. I don't know what it is. I'm going to move around this way. So very carefully, you can see my strength is slowly depleting because, thanks to Akalabeth, you got to have food, and if you don't eat food, you're going to die. But we have different doors we can go through. Let's pass through this doorway, and then it leads to another room here. The other part that this has, uh-oh, there's a dragon. Strength 99, run! Get away from the dragon. So this game also plays real time. So the D was the dragon. Dragon struck me. I'm trying to run if I can. Dragon has strength of 52. I'm running now, and the dragon should be, the dragon's going to be, you can see it's moving. It's chasing us. Amazing. So as the 17th game that's a rogue-like that we played on the show, this one has a few things that are different and unique. The first is I should be able to burrow through some walls. So I want to actually try to see how this works. Does it let me? Yes. I just dug into the wall to another area. I am creating, it's almost like a mix-up of a roguelike and a dig-dug game, a digging game, or like Miner that we played. I've never seen that. So we have a troll that's nearby. I'm going to run again. Run! But you can carve your own path in a roguelike. The very first time we've ever seen that. That's what this has is going for it. Of all those roguelike games that are out there, this one includes, hunger and thirst. You can see my strength slowly depleting. Oh, that's what F is. That's the food. Pick it up. Yes, food. Got 29 food. That increases my strength. More food. Yes. Only 8 that time. Okay, so that's what the F is. Need to get that food to keep going. Strength slowly going down. I think we could... No, we can't take the dragon out now. I'll go to the door on this left side over here. So this is very similar and looks very similar to Dungeon that we played on the Commodore PET in 1979. Got some more food, but the dragon is going to get us. 41 food. I bet we can take the dragon out now. Whenever you do attacks like this attack just is rolling dice. I'm doing nothing. It's just finding out how... Uh-oh, wait. This dragon has 52 strength. Run, run, run. We're down to 32. I thought we could take him out, but I guess not. So I'm running away. I don't think he's chasing us. The dragon doesn't look like he can go through doors right now. Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Curtis, in the chat. You already told me ahead of time. Food. Let's see what T is. T is the troll. Let's see what the troll does for us. An attack comes in, a blow is struck, and we're hurt. So while it looks like Dungeon that we played from 1979, the best right now you could play with roguelikes that are available, I would say Fracas is a really big one, an excellent roguelike. Sword of Fargol is another really good one, and then the Warriors of Ra series. Oh, there we go. We died. Do you want to try again? Not this time, but I'm intrigued. The digging of this is really what sets this apart from the other roguelikes. That we played the first 2 versions of the Warriors of Ra series, and there was also Telengard that's out there. And I would even say, the way this is playing keyboard only, I would even say Dragons and Treasure on the Commodore VIC-20 over this, as far as the games you could play up to this point. And that was on the Commodore VIC-20. This is on the Sinclair ZX81. So I'd still say... because of the slower paced gameplay, and because there's mostly randomness for it, and looking over the chat, I'm getting way high ratings, 3.5, 3s of everything you could play up to this point. Really, the digging's what's setting it apart, but I actually would say it's around the 2.5-star range of all the games you could play. There's faster video games, higher, yeah, right? So because of the digging mechanic, though, I'm going to go bump it up a half star and just say 3. A 3-star rating of all the games you could play up to this point. Still unique and fun. I want to see this incorporated in other things like Sword of Fargol or maybe Fracas or things like that. Yeah, for a ZX81 game, you would have a blast. Yes, this is being rated across all home computers, so it doesn't, compared to everything else you could be playing right now, 3 stars. All right, with that, let's see what our next game is. From one computer in the United Kingdom to another, this is Centipede. Centipede. Oh, okay. It's not an official Centipede, so I'm sure this is based on the insect, the Centipede, not the video game. They wouldn't rip off the video game, would they? Oh, I guess they are going to rip off the video game. This is not an official Centipede, but they're calling the game Centipede. That's ballsy. This is not to be confused with official Centipede that we saw in the arcade in July 1981, or official Centipede that you could play on your Atari home computer in June of 1982. There is only 2 official Centipede games. This one's yet another one of those Centipede, and it's Centipede on the front. They have the front of the box. And there's our cassette tape. We have to type star run to load. Remember that, because you're going to need it when it's time to play the game. I'm going to put everyone through the pains of loading computer games in 1982. We're going to play the original version of Centipede on the BBC Micro. This was done by Richard M.P. Hansen and published by Superior Software here eventually in November 1982. But Richard did do it himself, or self-published it. So this one is the 36th game we played on the BBC Micro. And I want to walk you through the whole load process here. We got to first go... say we're doing a tape because our cassette tape is in. And then we're going to follow the instructions that they said, which is run. And then now I'm going to be fast forwarding. We're not waiting the whole time. But now you can see the load sequence on the BBC Micro. I usually skip through all this. It would be a lot slower. You'd be waiting about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes for this to load. And you even saw on the other one, on the ZX81, you were waiting 5 minutes for this to load. So this is Superior Software Limited's game. Not to be confused with Superior Software that did games on the TRS-80. Or Superior Software Incorporated in North America. This one is Superior Software Limited, and it's the 5th game we've seen by this company. All right, so do we want instructions? Yes, we do. Richard, tell us how to play. There's the instructions. All you need to know is the point values for everything. Okay, got it. I can follow along with that one. The object of the game is to prevent the centipede from reaching the bottom of the screen. You just move Z and X, and copy fires the laser. If you want to alter skill level, you can. Press escape or break. What skill level do we want? Let's go with skill level number 6. Hardcore. Ready, set, go. Okay, so there it is. We're in. I have mushrooms blocking. What is this? The mushrooms are blocking me. Maybe that's what the skill level is. So I can only move left and right. The centipede, or the bottom place that I'm shooting, has no way to move up or down, which means if I don't make this shot, I'm dead. I have no wiggle room to move up or down. See? Nope, can't get past. They're making these barriers, and also notice the centipede isn't creating mushrooms, so it's like a slightly antiquated version of centipede. All right, just make the shot. There we go. Oh, the color didn't change. Okay, well, the centipede changed, but the whole screen didn't. So we have mushrooms in the way, but they're just obstacles. The centipede isn't creating obstacles, so it's not really building the level like the arcade centipede would. No, and one false mistake, and you're dead. That's so fast. The only other games we've seen that Superior Software has done have been Space Fighter, Invaders, and Galaxians. So they are ripping off all the other arcade games out there. I think it was Program Power or another company that did, nope. That's pretty difficult. All right, so what is your name? Chrono. I think it's all caps, yeah. Got the high score, very nice. Oh, and it keeps going again. So yeah, it is Centipede. It is colorful, and the sound effects are good. This is actually all right. Right now, for all the games you could play, Richard did a great job. Here on the show, we've already seen everything that he's done, and this is the 6th game that Richard M.P. Hansen has done. Notice that the BBC Micro, when we played other arcade games, the colors are bright, vibrant. It really pops. And this is no exception. And sound is awesome too. Oh, I don't know how I did that one. That was really tight. And because this is an unofficial Centipede, it's called Centipede. They ended up changing the name later to Centibug to avoid legal reasons. Kind of like when we played the Defender game, and then they changed the name. Oh man, I almost had it. Of all the unofficial ports that are out there, this is the 41st unofficial port that we've seen on the show. Yeah, this is more like a fixed shooter, definitely not shooting gallery here. And fixed shooters, this is the 358th fixed shooter we've played on Chronologically Gaming. Lots of shooting in a fixed way. As far as Centipede games go, this is the 27th game we played that plays like Centipede, and not official. There's only 2 official Centipedes out there. But still lots and lots of Centipede, and because of that, I can't really rate this too highly, because there's a lot that's happened for Centipede games. At this point, some of the best games you could play that are Centipede-like games are Bug Attack, Colorpede, Grid Runner, Mega Legs. I better shoot it fast. Nightcrawler, Photar, Video Vermin, and Viper. And all those games I would consider excellent still. They're still really, really good Centipede variants. So compared to all the other Centipede variants you could play, there's other ones that are trying something new or different. Whew, that was close. So this one has great sound, but the lack of movement, you can't move up and down. And because it doesn't create the mushrooms, the Centipede doesn't, and it doesn't change colors, I can't really rate this any higher than all the other ones out there. And it is keyboard controlled only, too, so that's another thing to think of. Of all the games you could be playing up to this point, we do think of keyboard controlled versus joystick controlled. And so I'm looking over the chat, and I see lots of 2.5s, subpar of all the games you could play. And I'm actually with most of the chat here. Yeah, visually looks good, sounds good, but you have to understand how many other Centipede-like games are out there and fixed shooters are out there. So it's really not doing too much. We've even seen Space Invaders games that are better. So I'll say 2.5 stars. Still average, but still, I wouldn't call it bad. It's not a bad game. All right. And now it's time to put our video game playing on pause. Sadly, that's all the time we have this time. We covered lots of games. We're still going to be going all over the world, playing every single game in order of release on all systems. Next time on Chronologically Gaming, we are trying to become a Spectra Warrior, a variant of Freeway, and can it be a variant of Freeway? And they ported Choplifter to this little computer? That's it for today, and like I always say, I'm sure we won't see any more Centipede games after that one. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.